Welcome to the People's Show. It's always a great honor to come your way. It's a fresh week, and it's a lovely morning, Monday morning, and you already know the weekend was a very, very lively weekend. I was at the Kumipreku Reloaded demonstration, and we're going to talk more about that today. We have someone special coming to the show today to dissect, to get into the heart of the matter. But before that, I want to give you your motivation and inspiration for today, for this morning. And all I can say is, a great man once said that be your own inspiration. Inspire yourself, motivate yourself, try and kick yourself. Because if you are able to do that, then you are not going to wait for anybody to help you, to motivate you, but you are going to inspire yourself. You are going to get yourself up. You are going to do things, but your own will. You're not going to wait because you are your own inspiration. So be your own inspiration. Motivate yourself. Be your own light, and you will achieve greatness. Don't go away. We'll be right back. It's the People's Show.
Studios 2 View. The truth is here in your eyes.
Welcome back to the People's Show. And last weekend, was something fantastic at the Kumipreku demonstration. But there was also a festival, the Hogbachocho Festival in the Volta region. It was a very colorful event. It was a lovely event with beautiful kente on display. The Asantehene was there, the Gamancha was there. In fact, dignitaries were there. And it was just a beautiful cultural display of all the beautiful things in our society, in our culture, our heritage. It was a beautiful thing to behold. But the vice president was equally there, and he started beautifully when he was making his speech. He spoke about the beautiful culture we have. But at a certain point, he turned the whole thing into a political election campaign, where he started talking about his political party is the ones that have built roads than anybody. They've built drones. They can connect drones for medical assistance here and there. In fact, he was booed. People were angry with what he was saying because he chose the wrong place for such statements, for such talk. That wasn't the time for him to talk about what his government has achieved. That wasn't the place for him to be talking to us about the so-called achievements. But he didn't tell us about the current debt, current skyrocketing of our fuel prices and the dollar, the cedi, all the frustrations that we're going through. He didn't say that. But he used that opportunity, that lovely opportunity, lovely occasion. He tried to turn it into something that will infuriate our people. And let me just use this opportunity to advise our speech writers to be a little bit more sensitive to the times we are in, because our people are going through serious crisis, and we shouldn't mock them the more. But of course, you all know that there was a bigger, a more interesting event, the Kumipreku Reloaded demonstration. And like you already know, I was there, and I met all kinds of people, young people, and we're going to give you some of the videos, some of the interviews. But before that, I would like to introduce to you somebody special on the People's Show today. His name is Franklin Asare Donko Jr. He's a journalist, and he's a social commentator, and he's going to be on the People's Show today with me. So we're going to dissect the issues. We're going to talk about the main issue on the table today is the Kumipreku demonstration. So let me use this opportunity to welcome Franklin to the People's Show. Franklin, you're welcome to the People's Show.
Thank you for having me this morning. It's a pleasure being here.
Great, 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 great. Franklin, did you witness the Kumepreku demonstration?
In fact, I've partake in a couple of demonstrations due to age and other reasons. This time I decided to sit back, and with the help of technology, I was able to monitor everything that went on. So I was a bit disappointed about the numbers, but it's a start. After talking to people, this thing should be a 9-day wonder, because we are dealing with, in quote, a stubborn nut to crack.
A stubborn nut to crack, indeed. So you already heard from Franklin that we are dealing with a stubborn nut to crack. This should be something to motivate us, because that means it still can be cracked. No matter how stubborn it still can be cracked, and we will crack that nut. But tell me, people talk about the numbers, and that we were not like they expected. They wanted to see a massive crowd, and all the youth in Ghana would be there. But do you think the numbers really say a lot? Don't you think that a few people trying to make a statement are representing the sentiments that most of us are all feeling in the country?
Yeah, like I did said, even though the numbers that some of us were expecting, considering the situation we find ourselves in, we were looking for a larger number than what we saw. But notwithstanding, it takes a step to begin something. So you will give it 50%. But what I will prefer, that this thing shouldn't be just one-off event and we all go back to sleep as usual. So I've spoken with a lot of people, and what they tell you, oh, in Ghana, you let issue come. Let someone even go and kill somebody. Within 2 weeks, maximum 3 weeks, 1 month, the issue will die down, and whatever you do, you go ahead and do. That's why we have ministers, some ministers still at post. After telling us that they took decision while they are not in the right frame of mind. Where in this world will such a character still hold himself as a minister at a very sensitive ministry like Ministry of Health? Even when we are going to register to get a voter's ID and vote, they are requesting for people with sound mind. It's in the Constitution.
Exactly.
So if someone doesn't have a sound mind, why should you keep that person in position till now? Look at our health system. I went to a program in Elmina. A colleague of mine fell ill, and I have to rush her to the place around 8:30. Look at what they gave me as a card. The card they were using.
Was it a government hospital?
Government hospital, Elmina Polyclinic. This was not a remotest place. Oh. This is a polyclinic. This is a polyclinic. And you ask yourself, where are we heading to? This is what was given us card. So next time when we're going there, this is what you go with.
This is not right.
This is the state in which we find ourselves.
This is just a paper with writing something on it.
What does it take? You go to any private institution and 20 cedis, you can get a laminated or plastic card. This is what they were issuing as card.
Elmina Polyclinic.
Elmina Polyclinic. The date is there. I have all the documents. So I asked the lady, why this? And after realizing that I'm a journalist, he said, oh, they have some in stock, but they failed to get them before the stores were closed. So I asked her, which part of the world does hospital stores close? This is not the main warehouse that you say. stores, because our health centers run 24/7, and every department should run 24/7.
Yeah.
At 8:30, when we go there, we sat there for almost 30 minutes before we were directed to who we have to see. And this is health center.
Well, this is the People Show, and in the seat today is Franklin Asari Donko, who is a journalist and social commentator. Before we continue, I would like to show you some of the things that the demonstrators were talking about, so that we can get into a deeper conversation about the Kumi Preku Reloaded demonstration. So watch this. Resign. Abdulaziz. And I catch him in a Kumi Preku demonstration. Then tina about say become home say be a demonstration.
Me a Ghanaian, but you know I no me no ni na Akufo-Addo Mahama party both of side ni na say yen two me yen pe obi fufuro ye den embo man me ne o man ye den enkonya nyimai nipa me no omo wo ho ne ye ka say ye two Akufo-Addo kura na de Mahama ba 4 years the same how na e wo na e be sa kom nti yem hwe yem demonstration tia mpanifo no mo hu say yen nya bre say Ghana no enye nipa ba ko dia aye nyina ye dia nti yesiro mu say ye pese youth no ye nya ye nka ye humbom na yi nipa ba ko obegina yeso o Ghana na Ghana timi mfa ne ho ne niema papa bia e de efra medasi.
My name is Namata. I am a commander of communications at the Economic Fighters League.
Great. So tell us what this whole demonstration is all about.
This demonstration is about the people standing up and rejecting the nonsense that we have been facing, not just in this period, but for the past 30 years. Ghana is one of the wealthiest nations you can come across, and yet the people are suffering unnecessarily. We have resources, they don't belong to us. We have everything we need, and yet we are unable to find ourselves in a place of stable development. It does not make sense. And so we are saying, if you want to look at the 1992 Constitution that puts all of the power with the executive, you can see that that is the beginning of the problem. The Constitution has taken the power away from the people. And who are the people protecting the 1992 Constitution? It is the NDC and the MPP. Both of those two parties are protecting a system of rot that is killing Ghanaians, and we cannot have it anymore. We shall not be sitting in this land and facing such oppression when we have everything that is needed, when you have a constitution that serves the needs of the people, and when you have a leadership that actually respects the will of the people, then you will see development. We have not seen development in the past 30 years. We are facing a nation in which you can go to Takoradi and the roads are holes, a place where there is oil. Does it make any sense? It does not make sense. And so what we are saying is that the people of Ghana, look at them. The people of Ghana are tired, and it is enough. And we do not want any more partisan nonsense. We are not here for politics. We are here to reclaim power for the people. And when the people are able to stand, Ghana will fly.
Thank you very much. Thank you. People know you as deportee. Yeah. Okay, so tell us why you are part of this great demonstration.
I'm part of this demonstration because it's not political. I'm part of this demonstration because it's not political, and I feel like the hardship that is going on in this country is uncalled for. So that's why everybody needs to come out. We need people to come out. We need to go and sleep at the Independence Square. Even if it's going to take us 3-4 days for Nana to step down, I think I'm in. Trust me.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
So you heard some of the demonstrators. You heard their concerns, and they are damn serious. But if you want to watch more of the demonstrators and what people are saying, those who were at the Kumi Preku Reloaded demonstration, just go to Studios 2 TV. Just go to YouTube and type Studios 2 TV, and you have all the videos there for you to watch, so you can decide on what's happening. You can be well informed and well educated. Now, let's come back to the studio. Franklin is here. Franklin, you heard some of the concerns of the youth. They're saying they don't want MPP, they don't want NDC, they just want a young leader to emerge, to take us to the promised land. Do you think that this is possible regarding the domination of MPP and NDC for the past 30 years? Do you think this is feasible?
I think the one or two negatives that I found about this whole demonstration is that, you see, as a communication student, I know when you want to communicate something important, you don't attach certain element to it.
Okay.
We all know the situation in which we are. There was a reason for that demonstration, and that reason is to mount pressure on the president and his vice to step down.
Yeah.
As Article 42 of the 1992 Constitution spells out. So going there, what was the message? That was the message. So why do you go there with change NDC, change MPP? This is the reason we are where we are. This MPP, NDC, this turning every issue into political arena is what is killing this country.
But their point is not necessarily political points that they are scoring. They were saying that, if you listen to them carefully, they're saying the controllers of the 1992 Constitution are MPP and NDC, and they are the ones who have brought us down to our knees at this stage. And so it's not a question of just getting Nana to resign or to be impeached, but they said they want Nana, his vice, and his finance minister to step aside. And they also want NDC. The whole Fourth Republic is what the demonstrators are attacking.
You see, like you did mention in your intro, look at what Bawumia went to
do at the Hogbochecho Festival.
You have a platform for that. We have, look, even in news writing, you put one point in one paragraph. You don't sum up everything. We all know that the 1992 Constitution is partly to be blamed for what we are experiencing now.
All right.
But documents are meant for human beings. And beforehand, nobody knew what will happen in the next few minutes. So everything was on assumption and predictions. Mm-hmm. So as time going on, you review your document and say, no, when we use this thing, this manual, this thing is not going well, so you should turn it this way. We should turn this thing to red. We should turn this thing to green. Then you are moving as a human society. You understand? We have an agenda to call on the president and his vice to step down. That should be enough.
You believe that that should have been there? When
you add other things, it dilutes your mission.
Okay, I think I get your point, but I also understand the demonstrators as well. They have given the president an ultimatum. They said by the 9th of this month, on Wednesday, they want the president, the vice, and the finance minister to step down. Now, do you think this is feasible?
When I heard the ultimatum, I laughed because it's like they don't know who they are dealing with.
What do you mean by that?
How can you call on Akufo-Addo to resign whilst he is refusing to take advice from his own council to sack his cousin, Ken Ofori-Atta? If he cannot sack a minister, a common minister, if he can't sack a common minister, who can he sack? Will he himself give power easily? That, oh, Ghanaians, a few of you have hit the street, so I'm stepping down. Have they finished plundering the country for them to step down? Hitting the street is one of the many options available. That is how everything starts. Look, I told somebody, if Ghana is a proper country to live in, the very day that young man hanged himself on that pylon, that day, hell and heaven should have broke loose for certain hells to roll out. Understand? But this Ghana, I read something on the net in Turkey. A tourist from India came to the country on tourism. She was heavily pregnant. She has some complication, and she was brought to the first hospital. When they were there, but then they were on strike, so they couldn't take care of the lady. The next hospital, there were only few people at time, so they wasn't able to give the lady the attention that she deserved, and she passed on. The next morning, the health minister resigned, the tourism minister resigned, and other head of department resigned. Why? Because somebody has come to the country and died, and they think they didn't do their homework well, and that resulted to the death of a foreigner, not even a citizen, a foreigner. Visit our hospitals, go to our schools and see what is happening there.
So what is it about African leaders that their conscience
has not gotten to where their conscience will prick them? Do they even have conscience? If they have conscience, they won't do what they are doing.
So tell me, what do you think will be the way forward for the demonstrators if after the 9th of November, and of course, you and I, like you're saying, you know, Nana is not going to resign, but what do you think, what are the options for them? What do you think they can do?
Yeah, the Constitution has given us a lot of options. One, to stage a demonstration, which they did. The next line is to use the courts, the legal process, as well as keep sitting on the street so that at least some people who hitherto were so wise to see the wrongs and the rot in the society, who have gone mute if they are sleeping, to wake up. I think the noise isn't enough.
Isn't loud enough
to wake them up from their slumbers.
Because yes, of course. I mean, Mr. Baumia's propaganda statement at the Hobochocho Festival speaks volumes that he's out of touch with the harsh realities in the country.
You see, as for Bawumia, the less said about him, the better. Because if today in Ghana you have to get somebody who is so discredited, is Bawumia. And I pity the family of his.
Why do you say that?
Why? A Muslim who can lie through his teeth. I'm a Christian. I have a lot of Muslim friends. We compare notes. And the Muslim friends are known, and the people are known are the least people they will tell you a lie. The best they do is admit their guilt and apologize and move on. But not to go and lie. And lie and lie. Why? Come to Adenta. You claim you are doing year of fruits. You've done most things. Everything first. The digital address system wasn't there before he even dreamt of becoming the vice president. Google and see when digital address system was introduced. The digital center opposite Audomi. Wasn't he there before he assumed office? My first driver's license was a digital one. It was 20 something. Was he the one who introduced it? We don't know Bawumia to be an IT person. The overhyped economists, they packaged and sold it to Ghanaians. This is the time. If he has anything good to offer, he should stand up and let's applaud him. Those guys are not ready to do anything. Look, I keep telling people, most of these guys who come to office are not in there to help anybody. What do you think anybody will do after selling everything of yours, including your father's legacy, and having an opportunity? What do you do?
That's the...
If today, a bodyguard of a president can put up a magnificent hospital, then what the president has gotten is unimaginable.
So you
And
think
that this government, check our debt to GDP. They have quadrupled it. What is there to show? And Barumia, you are from the northern region. You look before God and man and told lie. You go and construct overpass and go and tell the people it's interchange.
is it that they think the people cannot make
Look,
the difference?
I went to Tamale last week, and a lady I saw who is not literate. You can say, hey, this is your interchange. And the lady said, Baba, when you interchange, you are a flyover. So if they think everybody is dumb and stupid like them, excuse me, they should rewrite their notes, because things keep changing. People are getting enlightened day in, day out.
Do you think they're going to, try to come up with some recovery program? Because they are the problem, and yet they are still the ones we are looking up to come up with something.
What are they going to recover? There's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun for Ghana and Ghanaians to do well. We have everything. How the Japanese and the Koreans and the Chinese came up with their automobile industry. People were sent to Germany and other places to understudy, and they went back and did the same thing. We are here, license office. The state has purchased equipment, world-class standard equipment for eye testing and other things. Then somebody says somewhere and say, no, let that equipment lie fallow and go to private clinic to go and have that same services that the state was doing and getting revenue. And the person will do and take 40% or 60% and give you 40%. If this is not madness, what is it?
So this
The
is
60% that goes to that individual. Can't it go to the state? You sit here, you go for loans, build roads, and go and hire private person to come and take the money and pocket whatever he wants, then give peanut to the state. Today, if the states want to put up 3-story building, it will take you 10, 20 years. But a same errand boy within their food can put up 20 stories within 2 months. If Ghana don't have money, then the people ruling us have money. Then there should be something wrong somewhere.
Exactly.
I think what we, the youth, need to do now is to change our attitude. One, look for proper ways to make money. Today, everybody is rushing to make money without anybody questioning them. And this, the onus lies on the person who is alleging. It used to be in the books of America. Today, that law has changed. If I see that you are working in this institution and your lifestyle does not commensurate with what you earn, at the end of the week or the month, I will just go straight, file a report against you. You will come and tell the world how you make your money. If it's genuine, have you been paying your taxes? If it's not genuine, then the state will deal with you. But here is the opposite. Somebody go and steal and say, bring evidence. Where are you going to bring the evidence from? Where are you going to get it from?
But frankly, where are we going to get from here? Because from the picture you are painting, you can tell that we have a long way to go to emancipate ourselves from this economic crisis.
So, like growing up, There were a set of boys and girls. Whenever you can, everybody has his own dish. Your plate, your cup, your this. So when it's porridge, you come, there's no porridge in your cup. You go away. You don't go and take anybody's porridge or food. When you go out and you bring in money, they will ask you who gave it to you. Sometimes, without you knowing, they will take you the person who gave you the money to go and find out whether it's true. That person gave you the amount you are saying. So everybody was conscious about what he or she does. There were that dignity which were carved and said, better name, good name is better than riches. And we do. Today, let's ask ourselves. A young boy get out from JSS or SS. Within 1 month, he's riding car. Who asks where he gets the money from? The next thing you do is either the parents are going to the church or to the mosque to go and thank God that their son or daughter has gotten a car. Without finding out how and where he got that car from. This is reorientation. We need to reorient our youth to let them know that, yes, elsewhere it began like that. Here, there are no pro-poor policies. There are no safety net for you to fall on. But that doesn't in any way guarantee you the leeway to do what is not right.
Yeah.
Until we hold people in trust accountable, we will never go forward. Until we stop classifying issues between NDC and MPP, we will never go anywhere. When there are issues, let's tackle it from where it is. Because if you don't take care, maybe somebody will just cut off your head on the street. And when you get to court, you say, oh, because you are MDC or you are MPP, you say something, because you are MPP, they are after you. Because you are NDC, they are after you. Meanwhile, the substantive issue will get diluted. So let's hold whoever fall foul of the law. Let's hold them accountable. Let's take off these political parties, NDC, MPP, out of the issue and deal with the issues. If you are Kojo and you arrest you, Kojo, we arrest Kojo. We don't come and tell me we arrest MPP person. Who is an MPP person? Or who is an NDC person? You arrest Kojo, you arrest Kojo. We deal with Kojo according to the laws. And let's go back and see which of our laws are weak that we can work on. So look at the current food prices.
Oh, that's another big issue.
You see, I spoke with one other person. He said he now understands why Jerome did what he did. 7 times so when he came and gave control. Look at the nonsense that's happening in our market.
I think, is it Kalabule?
Yes. So if people start to break into your stores and pick the things out, you have the thing here. You've not done anything to it. Today you can't say a city. The next day is 2 cities. What are we doing to ourselves? And I think.
But why are the regulation? Why is it so easy why is it easy for people to just inflate their prices? Who regulates these things?
But you are in an open economy. Trade liberalization. So you don't have systems to check. But elsewhere, that they're also practicing trade liberalization, open market and all those things. They have set of rules that ensure that both sellers and buyers are not cheated. But here it's not like that. What are people owing the months? The supermarkets, who are those owing them? That's not the so-called leaders we have.
Yeah. With their foreign.
They tell you when you are going to rent, per our rent law, you need not to pay more than 3 months. But these same people who are supposed to ensure that the law works, put up flats and charge in foreign currency. So if they stick to the rules of the game, what will happen to them? So all boiled down to leadership. That is one. And the next party, Ghanaians will give their mandate to ensure that the constitution is reviewed. We have national plan, proper national plan, that whoever comes to power fall in line and work towards achieving it. What happened to PAMSCAD? What happened to Agenda 2020? What happened to Agenda? Just mention them. You have a 40-year development plan that should put you somewhere. Somebody can say, no, it's too long. I want 5-year development plan. But you can't use rubber to fix metal.
No, at all. And currently, with the situation we are in, do you see an NDC regime or even an MPP regime, whoever, without Nana leading, do you see them capable of solving our problems?
Look,
because some of these problems have been there, and we've always had all these short-term measures, and they keep recycling. It's like somebody just solves something, and then we come back to where we are, and then we...
What is causing all this thing? Humanity, food, shelter, clothing.
Yeah.
Here, in this room, let's take off these stars and plant corn and ensure that the roof is removed. You harvest corn. So we should take our priorities right. Achampon did it. Operation Feed Yourself. Each and everybody was having backyard garden. So if you have tomato, you have pepper, you have okra, you have onion, all those things here. You have. Are you going to suffer? You're not going to suffer. Today we sit here. Onion is being imported into this country. Pepper is being imported to this country. Carrot is being imported to this country. Cabbage, plantain, cassava. Why? Where when you go to Tema, the cocoa board yard, go and see that closer to the sea, cocoa is being planted there. Go and see the type of plantain that is coming up. We should cut away all this foreign nonsense and ensure that we eat what we grow and grow what we eat.
Yes, we eat what we grow, and we grow what we eat. It is the People's Show, and that was Franklin Asari Donko. He's a journalist and a social commentator. He's telling us we should start to what? Eat what we grow and grow what we eat. Because so long as we are not growing what we eat, we'll always have challenge. And frankly, tell me, lastly, from the little I know that so long as we are not producing, we are not manufacturing, we'll always be at this stage of our development. Tell me if that makes sense.
Of course. I keep telling people, today, when you move out from here, everybody's house, the frontage has become shops. Everybody is selling. Where do they get what they are selling from?
They are imported.
So if you sit in your room, you don't work, you don't do anything, how do you make money? My SS Economics told me you earn from what you work for. So if you are not doing anything to earn, the end result is what we are seeing. You go around the globe with cap in arms, begging. And when they give you the money, instead of coming to do proper thing, you don't come and do proper thing. Why should you go and borrow to come and pay salaries? Why should you pay a CEO over 1 billion Ghana cedis a month without giving any KPIs for the person to do? And most of the SOEs are running into debt. What are they sitting there for? That Greek minister, if he's somewhere, by this time he will be rotting in jail. How much did he spend on fertilizer? The so-called army, when he said he was fighting, how much did he use to do that? How much did he use to do that? How much did he use to do that? The so-called planting for food. What has happened to it? If that thing has worked or properly implemented as it's supposed to have been done, we won't be in this situation. We won't be here telling our people that we don't have maize. We won't be here telling our people that we don't have rice. And because Ukraine, a small country called Ukraine, has issue in exporting rice, oil, sunflower, other things. So Ghanaians should go to bed empty stomach. Why?
What is
Ghana and Ukraine, which one has the arable land to farm on?
our land is
What
fertile.
season do they have to plant and store? Is it a machinery that they are using? What stops them from bringing in machineries to do as they are doing there?
So our problem is leadership.
It's leadership. And the people who are in place now are selfish. And the guys at Cocoa Board, look, they put in people's name. At first, they put ghost names. Now things are catching up. So they go out, tell people, oh, give us your Ghana card or other things. And they register all those people as farmers. And at the end of the year, the small bonus they give, they pay through Momo. So you hit the account, then the people will send it to the agent. They will go for the money, and when you give them 1,200, some had 1,200, others had 800 Ghana. You go, you draw the money, you go and give it to the lady, then they give you 50 cedis. So you can imagine the rot in the system. You understand? Meanwhile, the very people who those monies are meant for are not getting it.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can see that we have a challenge in this nation. We have huge challenges that we will need to tackle.
The challenges, all it takes to deal with some of these things is leadership. Look at what is happening in Tanzania. Look at what is happening in Tanzania. If Sudan, a war-torn Sudan, is now doing far better than Ghana, you ask yourself why? Leadership.
And the Rwanda
Leaders who
story
pin
as well.
themselves and say we are not going to do wrong. They don't do wrong. Leaders who sit up and say this one is not doing well. So, where in the world will you go and have a dentist running health? What has happened in this country? There's an accountant running. There are people, square pegs in one hole, and round pegs in square holes. Until we demand from leadership, we will never go where. Well, one thing I realized that in Africa and especially in Ghana, opening kasa can be. When I don't is person, you don't talk. When you are hit hard, Kim, who told this? Open your mouth to tell you whether it's you or not you. It's opening kasa. You don't talk. So we sat down when the person's term elapsed before we come out. Oh, we did this. It wasn't good. Why didn't you say that while the person is in office? So that possibly the people will amend their ways and do what is right. Why are all those who are hitherto very loud and noisy? Why are they? Today they have been all faced, and they are the ones stealing all over. So in Africa, when you are eating, you don't talk. So they will make sure that if you are loud man, they give you something to eat. Look at the journalism front.
You think the journalism front has been
Just look at what is happening there. Divided. People should be giving money. Others are giving cars. So whether good or bad, they won't talk. But let me warn them. Whatever you do today is ahead of you. If they don't pay dearly for it themselves, their children's children will come and pay for it. Because the good book says, our forefathers have sinned. It's the next generation that are going to atone for their sins. So whatever you do on this earth, you account for it. And you are not going to account for it in heaven. No. Who knows heaven? Who knows hell? You account for it here. I know somebody who used to occupy a very big position. He did all the nonsense he needed to do. He fell sick. He was taking 50 pills a day. 50 pills a day. There are some, when they don't take medicine, in the next 2 seconds, they won't be alive. So that should tell you that the bad things you did is what you are paying for.
Frankly, thank you very much for coming on the People Show. It will be great to have you again on the show. Folks, that's all time will give us today. And like Frankly ended, we should all be careful of what we do today, because it's a small world. I think I've said that before. And sometimes you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So you do the right thing so that there will be positive outcomes coming your way in the future. But for us, the young generation, we're still in the process, still in the struggle for a better, a greater nation. This is the People Show. My name is Kolete Obuade. And until we come your way, this has been the People's Show on Studios 2 TV. And always remember, the truth is always here in your eyes.
Studios 2 View. The truth is here in your eyes.